I'm Mark Burley, and today I want to talk to you about mental fitness. We've all seen the quotes that it's not what life throws at you, but how you respond that matters. However, this is not easy. I struggle with it myself. Many of us do. There are days we handle it fine. There are days when somebody upsets us and we react badly. There are days when we do something wrong and beat ourselves up relentlessly. There are those nights when we don't sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning worrying about things. This is all part of the encompassing mental fitness. So today I want to share with you the model that I'm using for mental fitness. So come along while I share my screen and let's talk about it. So as we can see, the goal for us today is to improve our mental fitness. And there are three problems if we don't. The first problem is we don't really know a way to improve. It's great to talk and it's great to say how you respond to things, but that's in the moment and we don't actually have a methodology. The next issue you have is we don't have mental control. Like I said, those who say you do, then do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and lie there worrying or stressing about things? Because if you do, you don't have mental control. As much as we'd like to think we do, we don't. And then finally, we allow the negativity to get the better of us and to rule our emotions. Like I said, there are those times when somebody upsets us and we respond badly. There are those times we beat ourselves up and complain at ourselves about our failures. These are all examples of the negativity in our lives. So what is it we're trying to do? Well, we want to develop a model that will solve all these problems. Now, I'm sure you've all seen the many models that are out there. The 7 habits of effective people, the 5 this, the 3 that, the 12 this. There are multiples now. What is wonderful about this methodology, based on over 500,000 research studies, is that it's one model that applies to everything. So what does the model do? Well, first of all, it develops a way for us to improve and gets better at our mental fitness. Secondly, it stops the negativity by helping us recognize it and know what it's from. And finally, we develop mental control through mental muscles. So what exactly is this? Well, first, we start using our sage powers to improve. What are my sage powers, you may ask? Well, basically, there are 5 powers of the sage. And if you think about it, the sage, nothing is good, nothing is bad. There just is. So what do we do with the situation? So we look at our 5 sage powers, and they are, first of all, to empathize. We must empathize with the other person to understand them and empathize with ourselves when we do wrong. To explore and come up with better solutions given the problem that we are facing. It's not the end of the world, it just needs a new solution. We have to innovate, be more creative, and try and find other ways of doing things. We have to navigate and look back on our lives and say, is the behavior we're planning now one we will be proud of and want to have done when we retire and are old? Does it fit with our life? And finally, activate. Sometimes we just have to get up and do something. So by using our sage powers, we improve. Next, we have to identify our saboteurs and stop them. The saboteurs are what drive the negativity. Now, there are 10 saboteurs. There's one we all have in heaps of, and that is the judge. But there are 9 others, and we all have them to varying degrees. The judge is the biggest saboteur because the judge judges us. When we do something wrong and we beat ourselves up, that is our judge. The problem is, because of human psychology, we cannot judge ourselves in isolation. If we judge ourselves, we must judge others. And therefore, if we beat ourselves up, we're going to beat other people up. And this leads us down to a very bad road where we cannot lead and drive teams and get greater results. The other saboteurs we have, all 9 of them, which are hyper-rational, hyper-achiever, hyper-vigilant, controller, stickler, victim, avoider, pleaser, and restless, are behaviors we developed in our youth to deal with life as it came to us. In our youth, we didn't understand all that was going on, so we had to develop behaviors that helped us make sense of the world and helped us survive. However, while these behaviors were great in our youth, they're now damaging us as adults and trying to lead and do business as business leaders. Personally, I know mine. I've tested them all, and you can too. But my biggest one is I'm hyper-rational. I developed this and I know how I did, but now I try and put rationality on the whole world, which sounds great. The world's a rational place in my mind. But what that means is I come across sometimes as aloof. I come across as totally unemotional. It's not that I'm not emotional. I just don't come across that way because I'm always trying to be rational. So we have to identify our saboteurs, realize when they're affecting us and leading us down this road of negativity, and stop it ahead in its tracks and tell our saboteurs that we're not going to listen to them. And then finally, we need to develop mental muscles to control our minds so that when things keep us awake and when things interrupt us, we can tell it to stop, and we develop techniques and habits that stop us doing this. Now, a lot of these techniques and habits are very similar to meditation. However, the difference about them is if you do this program is you learn to do them in an environment where you couldn't always meditate. For example, you can do them sitting at a table looking at people. It takes a minute, two. You can do them walking. You can do them during a conversation just by concentrating on different things. Whereas you can't always, in the middle of a meeting, say, I need to meditate. But if you feel your saboteurs coming at you, or you feel you're going into a negative space, you can quickly do one of these mental control muscles to build up your mental strength and stop the negativity. Now, this program that I'm talking about was developed by Shahzad Shamin, a Stanford lecturer who's done over 500,000 research studies. And this is based on proven neuroscience. I've taken his program. I love it. It's changed my life. And if you'd like to find out more, just send me a message. It says Mental Fitness, and I'd love to talk to you about it. But I'm looking for those business leaders who lead teams and want to become better leaders, who feel that they're wasting too much energy, not fighting the battle they have to fight, but rather dealing with lack of mental control. Have a great day, and I hope you have great mental control. Thanks.